at the Henry Ford Museum of American Innovations. Today you'll see us walking around the museum and Greenfield Village. First thing we did was take a train ride around the Greenfield Village.
Henry Ford Model T district. And you can see some of our merino sheep here in this field. They produce a very high quality wool. It's often used in your sweaters. Now this white farmhouse is the birthplace of Henry Ford. He was born in one of the upstairs bedrooms on July 30th of 1863. And the farm was originally located about 3 miles away from where we are in the area of Ford Road, Greenfield Road in Dearborn. It was a 140-acre farm, and while Henry Ford was born on the farm and raised, one of the things he was trying to find here was an alternative source for rubber. As you know, the country was too dependent on foreign sources, and also Ford's military, and on H.J. Heinz building. They created some of the 57 varieties that we know and love. And we also have the scaled-down version of the Ford Motor Company in Manhattan.
Now we're off the train here and we walked around Green Village. Mainly it used to be for just Thomas Edison, and basically what Henry Ford did is seeing that this was history and he wanted to keep it the way it was. And you'll see Thomas Edison right here, that his company and how he ran things and what he developed and everything. So I hope you enjoy the music that goes along with this, and I'll see you in a little bit. So as we break for lunch here at Eagles Tavern, is an 1800 restaurant that dressed the part and everything else. The food was awesome and great. And then we went to Logan County Courthouse, right, just walking around Greenfield Village still. This is where Lincoln actually tried some cases at. So Henry Ford, with all these buildings, brought the buildings brick by brick, wood by wood. In some cases, he would bring the whole soil, like Menlo Park that you're going to see right here. It's just not the buildings that he did. It brought, for Thomas Edison, these were where he worked at, his work shelters, his mechanical areas. He also brought the soil to Greenfield Village. So as we walk through Menlo Park here, you're going to see Thomas Edison's machine shop. There's drafting rooms and everything else that you see right there. But here's his inside his machine shop. Real quick, I'll show you a picture outside of it so you can see how big it is. It's actually pretty neat and interesting to see. And there is the outside of the machine shop. And then we'll walk inside and you'll see all the machines in there. And he had them on conveyor belts and everything else. He was very innovative with everything. You'll see tools that he's using there that we actually still use nowadays. There's a lathe right there. I mean, if you're working with wood, that's what they use. That's the little plaque of his machine shop. And then we're going to walk into it's hard to see, that's where the phone and where he did the phone and everything else. That's his first dark room he did with the cameras there. And then you'll see more of the phone and trying to get better pictures for you. Also, these light fixtures still run on his system. There you see the wires that I'm trying to show you on everything else. It's interesting to see in there. As we walk upstairs here, you should see that chair. That's where Thomas Edison last sat in his building. He also sat there. There's a picture of it. The other person that sat there was Helen Keller. She's the only other person that sat in that chair besides Thomas Edison. So as we leave Menlo Park here, we walked around. There's a statue of Thomas Edison, and Janice and I took a picture next to him. It was just nice and quiet around there to walk around. Then we also got to ride in my first Model T. There's the actual Model T we rode in, and there's the driver there, and there's me and Janice sitting in the back of it. Got to ride around in the Model T around Greenfield Village. It's a must. I think they're the actual Model Ts. They're not rebuilt. They actually been restoring them, and we drove around the park. So this next part is all we walked through the Wright brothers' house and their bicycle shop. We got to see all that, and they restored the house to its actual what it was when the Wright brothers lived there. They talked about the Wright brothers, and we learned a lot. I wish I would have recorded some for you, but the furniture and everything they brought back with the Wright brothers. The next couple of videos you're going to see is going through the Museum of Car History. Just want to make sure that this museum is not just all about cars and everything. It has history. There's the planes here. This is the first what Henry Ford thought the plane should have. That was the first chairs they had in the planes. And then we ran into this American change, Abraham Lincoln's actual chair that he got shot in. It kind of shocking when I seen it. I didn't realize it was the actual chair. You still see the bloodstains and everything else in it. And then we also walked around the corner here at the Abraham Lincoln one. You see Rosa Parks' bus, actually actual bus. It was interesting. We got to go inside of it. There we are, right inside. They told what happened and where she sat at and everything else. Right above Janice's head is where she sat. And then I go inside, and that is the actual chair she sat on. They found the bus. And they restored it back to what it was supposed to be, and now it's in the museum. We walked around the museum a little bit longer. They talked about cruising the Route 66 and how they did in those cars, and Janice enjoyed that. And it talks about, brought it up to the 80s and with the disc and the internet in the box with the TV guides. Who remembers the TV guides? So at the end here, we just wanted to say thank you for joining us, and I hope you guys join us for the trip leaving Michigan to South Dakota. See you then.